The Two Arrows. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Kavi who lived in a small village. Kavi was a hard worker and had a kind heart, but he often struggled with anxiety and worry. He would worry about things that had not even happened yet and would get upset over small setbacks. One day, Kavi was out gathering wood in the forest. It was a beautiful sunny day. But suddenly he felt a sharp pain in his leg. He looked down and saw an arrow had pierced through his skin. Kavi screamed in pain and tried to pull the arrow out, but it only made the pain worse. He realized that he needed help and started to limp back towards his village. As he walked, Kavi couldn't stop thinking about the pain and how it was ruining his day. He kept replaying the incident in his head and getting angrier with himself for not being more careful. With each step, the pain and anger increased until it felt like he had been hit by a second arrow. As he neared the village, Kavi saw a monk approaching him. The monk noticed that Kavi was in pain and asked what had happened. Kavi explained about the arrow and how he couldn't stop thinking about it. The monk listened patiently and then said, "Kavi, do you know the two-arrow story?" Kavi shook his head, and the monk proceeded to tell him the parable about the first and second arrow. Kavi realized that he had been hit by both arrows, the physical pain of the arrow and the emotional pain caused by his reaction to it. Monk continued, "Kavi, the first arrow is inevitable, but the second arrow is optional. You can choose to let go of the anger and frustration that you are feeling and focus on healing." Kavi took a deep breath and tried to let go of his negative thoughts. With Monk's help, he managed to remove the arrow from his leg and dress the wound. As they walked back to the village, Kavi realized that he had a choice in how he reacted to his pain and that he didn't have to let it consume him. From that day on, Kavi practiced mindfulness and learned to let go of negative thoughts and emotions. He still experienced pain and setbacks, but he no longer added unnecessary suffering to his life.